Hey, this is Jason, and I just want to walk you through the process if you are going to the Six Flags location for your COVID vaccine in the state of Maryland. I had an opportunity to ride along when this was taking place, and in this video, what you see right here is I'm coming off of 214 West, and as you're coming off of this road, you're not going to want to take the main entrance to Six Flags. The main entrance off of 214 West, we were coming from Baltimore, so we took 97 and then hit 214, and coming off 214 West, you're going to take the second entrance, not the main Six Flags entrance. Okay, so after passing the main entrance, you're going to want to proceed straight. Again, this is coming off of 214 West, and you're going to want to go to the right and turn right onto Cameron Grove Boulevard. As you're driving, stay to the right. Everybody that you can see here on the left are folks that have already been vaccinated and they're leaving. And these orange cones do a good job directing you to the secondary parking lot at Six Flags. You can begin to see the tents over there. And you're going to want to keep going straight and proceeding. And at this group of people here, you're basically going to want to proceed around the bend. They waved me on through the stop signs and told me to proceed. And then you're going to end up continuing to go to the right. And you're going to come up on cars that are waiting to enter the queue. And these cars are going to first be checked by the Maryland National Guard, because this is a state vaccination location for the COVID-19 vaccine in the state of Maryland. So you can see they're just waving me up. I put my window down at this point. You're going to see all the National Guard there on the left with their camos on and the safety vest. Everybody has a mask on, obviously, at this point. I would recommend, of course, you have your mask on. And somebody's going to come up to your window, and they're going to ask to see verification that you should be there today. And they're going to first ask for the QR code that is provided when you make the appointment. You can either have it printed. In this case, we had it printed. We showed the QR code, and they proceeded to let us proceed. You can clearly see by the amount of cones, this is definitely set up to expand and capable to handle a very large volume. I mean, this was one lane that was open, but you can see right here, there's like 6 or 7 lanes that could be queued up just for validation at that first checkpoint. So it's kind of reassuring to know that this center is obviously, once it gets out of the current phase of vaccines, it's going to be a primary location for it. So just follow the cones, and then you're going to be directed to a specific lane. I was in the lane that I initially came in, and you're going to stop here and wait for the next step. And I arrived here at roughly 2:10 p.m., and I'm waiting in this line. This area for tent number 1 has probably has about 8 different lines that one can be in. So you'll just patiently wait in this line. And so what I'm doing here is I've waited for everybody in front of me. There was about 10 cars to proceed through the first tent. The tent is obviously equipped for all weather. You can see that they have heaters hanging from the ceiling. They have plenty of power outlets. So everything is set up in a manner to be really efficient regardless of weather. When you pull into the first tent, you're going to have somebody approach your vehicle. You're going to put your window down, and they're going to ask you for the QR code, and they're going to validate your ID. And depending on who you're with or if it's for you, you'll need to show eligibility to get the vaccine. They're also going to go over some statements such as, you don't have any reactions to vaccines, and give you a little bit of an idea about what to expect. So this is a fairly quick process, right? I got here at 2:10 p.m. All the paperwork and everything up to this point, there was only really 10 cars in front of me, but there's about 8 lanes. So theoretically, there would have been about 80 people at this point. And we are just answering questions about, the QR code that we have, the appointment, that we don't have any reactions to vaccines. And if there's multiple people in the car, they're going to do this for each person in the car. You're going to have to show paperwork, QR codes. It's critical to know you cannot bring somebody with you. You can't bring your spouse with you unless they are registered. So now that they validated everything for everybody in the vehicle, they're going to direct you through this point. You're going to go into the only lane here that was open, the far left lane, and you can see that there's a few cars in front of me. You'll go over this little tiny speed bump, and you're going to talk to another Maryland National Guard, and they're going to determine what tent to send you to. So all these tents that you see, these drive-through tents have lanes. I believe there were 8 total lanes. I was told to use lane number 4, and this is going to actually be the tent where you will get the vaccine. You're going to pull up. They're going to direct you to go all the way forward. They typically have 2 cars in the tent at a time. You're going to park directly in front of the cone, as she's showing here. Told me to stop. They're going to ask you to put your windows down and cut your engine off. So your windows will be down, both driver and passenger side, and they're going to ask you to cut your engine off. 2 people are going to approach your vehicle at this point. One is going to be more of an administrator. They're going to actually ask for the paperwork. They're going to scan the QR code for everybody in your vehicle if it's more than one, or at least for everybody in your party that will be getting the vaccine. If it's just you, then they'll just do yours. That person's going to take it. They're also going to take your paperwork, and they're also going to take your ID. They're going to get some more information from you at this point, such as validating your ID information. They're going to make sure, again, they're going to ask the same questions, which I think are important. Hey, you're here for your first vaccine, yes or no? It's the first one. They kind of know this. They're just validating. They're going to validate who you are. They're going to look at your picture ID. They're going to scan the QR code. And then, of course, they're going to ensure that, when you get the injection, that you've never had adverse side effects, and they're going to give you a little bit of information about what to expect. So as I'm answering these questions, there's the actual, I'll call her the practitioner or the nurse, whoever it is that's actually injecting your arm. When that person walks away from validating and collecting the information, they're going to take your ID and your paperwork with you. That person is then going to come up and actually have you roll your sleeve up. If you have a jacket on, I would recommend you have your jacket off at this point. And you're going to basically keep your window down, and you're going to have your arm kind of, laid very lightly against your side, completely exposing where they're going to put the vaccine, which is in the upper arm area. If you are the passenger and you want it in your left arm, I assume they're going to have you switch seats, I guess, to the back seat. I'm not sure how that would work, but presumably if you're a passenger or if you're the driver, make sure your arm is in an area that they can inject you. In this case, it was going into the person's arm that basically had access to in the vehicle without having to move or get out of the vehicle. So they're gonna very quickly, no pain. So don't be afraid here. This is actually an amazing, run machine by the state of Maryland. They're gonna poke your arm. They're gonna throw a Band-Aid on you. Super, super, super easy. The lady's going to come back that had all of your paperwork. She's going to basically give you a little note card that shows that you have been vaccinated. It's going to have your information. It's going to show what vaccine you got. In this case, they got the Pfizer vaccine, and they're going to instruct you now to proceed forward. You're going to keep that note card. You will want to bring that back for your follow-up vaccine. I believe it was in 3 weeks. So when they come back, they're going to ask you for that note card to show that you had the first vaccine. And then you're going to pull up to another National Guard member, and what they're going to do is just say, hey, you need to go into an observation area for 15 minutes, and they're going to instruct you if you have any side effects, honk that horn like you've never honked it before, and if possible, throw your flashers on your vehicle. So the observation area has a few tents, and presumably they have people on lookout. that are making sure nobody is honking their horn or putting their flashers on. So here I am following the road out. I just want to say how impressed I am with the entire process. I think the state of Maryland and Governor Hogan has done an absolutely superb job with this, and I was thrilled to be able to witness it and see it, because I know there's a lot of negativity about COVID vaccine distribution. I know that there's a list of people waiting, but persistence and patience is key during times like these. And once you do have the ability to get the vaccine, I was able to participate and experience with everybody an amazing process, quick, efficient, no hassle. Have your paperwork, have your IDs. If you need any eligibility paperwork, have that. It's going to be quick. This was less than 30 minutes from the time that we pulled in to the time that we actually left. So hopefully this video has proved useful, and hopefully, if you do go to the Six Flags location, now you know. You've seen it. You did a walkthrough. It's going to be easy when you go. So go, get your vaccine, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my blog, www.jamz.net, for more adventures and things that I do. Have a great day.